finals here, just one last bit of business. So we'd like to bring up a very special guest, because we'd like to talk about a new partnership with CTWC and Padless Controllers. Gonna bring out the founder of Padless, Ava! Bring her out, bring her out. Magic coming on in here. Ava, yes, there we go. We missed the cue. It's okay. Ava, welcome. You know, it's a great opportunity that we have here with Padless and the partnership. So, I'll give you a moment or two to talk about Padless and a special gift for her.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, King. It's such a pleasure to be here. It's been a wonderful weekend so far, and I'm just very excited to get a chance to talk about my project. This started over a year and a half ago now as an idea between me and another top player, Opox, and it has since then grown into over a year and a half of prototyping. The Tetris community has really been just an absolute trial by fire for this. If there's one thing that consistently amazes me about this community is that everybody plays the game in a completely different way, and they need a controller that accommodates a different playstyle. So getting feedback from the community on all of the prototypes over the years, a complete reinvention of the original NES controller is what we have come up with. And it uses mechanical switches and modern hardware instead for ultimate reliability. Now, I brought 2,000 of these special models, CTWC 2026, to commemorate a partnership with this wonderful organization that brings you these incredible events. I barely got 20 feet into the venue before they all sold out, and everyone that bought them has been loving them and already setting and breaking their own PBs. Now, I am committed to increasing the quality of play of Tetris. I absolutely love Tetris. I fell in love with it 2 years ago because of this very event. And I'm sweeping the pot. I am giving the winners, the two best players of this tournament, a beautiful gold and silver Padless controller, just for them, just to show them thank you for putting on this incredible gameplay. Now, if you want to learn more about this project, anybody who cares about playing their retro games with the best possible experience, go to gopadless.com or the exclamation point Padless in the chat right now. Gopadless.com will take you to the Padless server, which is where you want to be for the newest updates and information on this project and how you can get your hands on one as soon as possible.
Gonna certainly elevate the gameplay, so thank you again, Ava and Padless. Let's get right to the finals. Let's go back to the extraordinary trio that is Sharky, Tristan, James Chen. Let's do it one more time.
So this is it. This is Grand Finals CTWC 2026. Let's go!
We've got a full house here, people ready to watch this. Watch if we can get her first CTWC championship, or if Dog can get his third and cement himself as the second most winningest player in CTWC history.
Going into this, these two players have played each other a total of 6 times, with Dog having the winning record of 42. But as we've seen earlier today, necessarily having a losing record does not count you out. I mean, he was able to defeat Sweetie to make it here, so miracles can't happen twice.
And momentum coming into this, Dog actually not even having to defeat Alex T to be here. You know, it was there was a forfeit. So will that hot streak of actually defeating an opponent make? Will that be a factor in this grand finals?
But at the same time, you know, he is definitely going to be happy to go up against somebody of Mean's caliber.
Absolutely.
You know, obviously, you know, he's happy to have moved on, but would have loved to have been able to defeat Alex T. But speaking of Dog, K9 watching Tetris has donated $500 to the prize pool here. Go, Dog, go. Take it home. Before we count down, I just want to ask the audience, are you guys ready for the grand finals? Are you guys ready for the grand finals? Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris!
for that elusive third victory. Meme looking for the first.
Dog has found himself in this position 3 times prior. Meme getting here for the second time for the second year in a row.
That's right.
They are both walking away with the trophies, but one of them will be gold and the other will be silver. It's just a matter of decide who deserves what.
Look at this, 2 stacks of very similar situation here.
Yeah, 92% on both sides. Really just the same amount of burns.
Both of these players right now, you have to imagine, very nervous. The nerves have got to battle through that. As I mentioned before, I do think that, that is one of Dog's biggest strengths, that he always seems to be calm and collected.
For sure, and right now both players start here, Dog and Meme. Tetris scoring frequencies for Meme with a slight advantage.
Dog. And curious formations there for Meme that she's gonna have to. So that could allow Dog to get that advantage back.
Now, you guys at home can probably tell we are having a boom off over here at CWC.
Yeah, making my role here a little less important. Thank you, audience. Real Tetris for all of you.
So far we're separated by half a single. So it's definitely a contested, open to start.
And with both players, showing how aggressive they could be on the road here, that is
definitely getting into it and backing their favorite players. Right now it's still just neck and neck, separated by that same amount.
really drain them as aggressive as possible here. I've seen nothing like it. Players not giving an inch.
Oh, beautiful little micro adjustment for Dog. Oh, and again, Dog with a couple of really clever micro adjustments just to get proper placements for these pieces. You can see right now 90 versus 8.
Wow, it's all by team there.
Tied there for a second. The Dog's gonna knock down a Tetris, taking the lead.
Actually, that is perfect. Oh, what a
Solve!
Yeah, he had some cooking there and clear playfield.
And now there's the T-piece, beautiful for solving those jagged scenarios. I almost said boom as well, but clearly I don't need to.
Kind of a throwback to Informal. He had the little girl who would do that.
That's right.
It reminds me of that, and anybody can boom the Tetrises if they so wish.
All Tetrises are,
Tetris for me.
all Tetrises are boomable.
Tetris for Dog.
And it makes sense because this is a very old game, so we're all boomers here.
Whoa, I'm not a boomer. What are you talking about?
Oh, a missed drop right there for me. But gonna be able to clean through that, no problem.
That's one thing I love about Meme Solves. Has had, several of these misdrops this game, but has also been able to fix them up incredibly efficient. I mean, the most burns that Meme has spent on any singular misdrop has been 9.
And there we go. Running into a little bit of a drought here. Both players going through it right now, still going. But should be over now.
Tetris for Dog. And boom, Tetris for Meme. Neck and neck, we are 100 lines in to this first round of a championship match.
Looking at a pair of 600K transitions, if they're able to keep up this efficiency.
84% Tetris fate for Dog, 100% for Meme. So close here.
Once again, having to take some more burns, and this has been why Dog has been able to hold on to the lead the majority of the latter post-transition.
Meme hasn't even
Or not
running
most
that much. Just those few burns are starting to
Tetris is available for both of them, for Dog, one more for me.
Sends me to level 19.
Yep, first transition. And now Dog, 4 lines away from transitioning as well. There it is.
635. Quite the transition there.
Yeah, look at this, both of them above a 75% Tetris rate. I remember back in the day when getting a 60% rate before transition was like considered amazing.
Yeah, the players have evolved. Now really just pushing it into the 80s, being common. 700% or 700,000 point transitions.
Tetris for Dog.
Still holding on to this slight, just under Tetris lead. Nice adjustment.
I like that, Sharky.
So far, it's just been kind of back and forth where these Tetrises are getting scored. Dog also slightly behind in line, so has a little bit of a pace advantage as well.
Just by 3. Will that matter? I mean, we've seen such close games here. Will there be a closer game than 77 points? Will Harry Hawk have to say, see?
Yes, so neck and neck right now. Although Meme is playing a little bit faster, so technically Dog is a little bit in the lead.
176 lines here.
Oh, Meme with a miss drop. Was unable to rotate that. She was trying to set up for the spin.
That's going to cost a lot of burns.
Yep.
Important thing is Meme is alive. You gotta pay for those shovels somehow. He's definitely paying for it in the points that are gonna be missed.
Yeah. Dog's still playing your perfect game here. Boom, Tetris
Oh,
Dog.
but these pieces for Meme have been absolutely fantastic.
Wow, it's clean again.
A little bit.
Good adjustment by Dog right there. It's gonna be Tetris ready, almost up to a 100,000 point lead. And there's the max level 25 for Dog.
Incredibly aggressive and excellent stacking to facilitate it.
And pulling ahead of Meme right now. Meme, you see right there, has dropped to about 70%. Meanwhile, Dog, Tetris rate up to 80.
Yeah, it's just, that was like the first triple I've seen by Dog.
That was so nice.
Now Dog running into a set of burns here as well. This might be the opportunity he needs to kind of close the gap.
Yeah, closing in on level 29. Wants to get the board back in the shape.
Good burn for the Dog. Meme now has max, only trailing by 60,000. Actually, 29,000. Dog has cleaned up the board and is back in the scoring position. 29 is about to approach. Once again, we'll increase the speed. It's going to get faster. It's going to get a lot more intense. Meme trying to withstand this drought. Takes the triple.
This is not where you want to be when you hit level 29.
Locked and loaded.
Just in time.
Now it's Dog's turn to withstand the drought. Able to take a double, holding out patiently. Takes a double, follows up with Tetris as the lead. His T-spin. Now just needs a piece over there to the left. Now back to a more neutral board. 1,153,000, 1,192,000 as both players to get their boards Tetris ready. Meme is set up, and but guess what? There's another drought.
Finally done.
Couple of shots from Dog.
But now Dog is going to also run into a drought very soon as well. There it is. There's this drought.
Good burns over here from Dog. Oh, that JB's totally perfect. Meme from a small miss drop, but has opened up the glove. Goes for a skim, trying to keep things alive. Needs to get a piece over there to the left. Dog experiencing some troubles as well. Meme reopens up that left side. Able to get the J piece all the way over. Wow, that's a riot. Hold on. O-piece finds his mark too, but another miss drop. Opens up the well, and I-piece would save things.
1.3.
Getting alive.
Dog.
Built up her lead to a little bit over 3 Tetrises.
Dog answering back with that one.
Meme now being able to stabilize the board. Potentially, yeah, just gonna burn this all the way down. Dog looking for the J piece, finds the J piece. Tetris ready. Tetris for Meme. Dog calls it up with a triple-handed Tetris. Down by 2, 1.4. Dog executing these tugs. There's a Tetris. Buys the team. Buys the tug. Set up for another one. Beam. So is Dog. However, Beam currently is killing a small bird.
But only 1 point. Only 1 Tetris lead now.
Dog
Beam.
aggressive. Dog. Beam has to hit that. Hang up the next piece. There's another Tetris. Now that left side has to be addressed. We're on level 28 with only 6 lines to go left for Beam. One more Tetris could be found.
Dog, Tetris ready. Boom! Tetris for Dog.
Beam has to find a Tetris off of this somehow. Beam set up for the Tetris. The IP. He's the eyepiece. There's the eyepiece. Dog needs to find it now. Can he find the eyepiece? He's the eyepiece. He's the eyepiece.
Was just game number 1.
Just the beginning of this.
And it is still going to be 3 out of 5.
Throughout all portions of the game, the level 18, the level 19.
Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Still falling just a little bit short because your opponent is also playing out of his mind.
Yeah, that is just pushing the limits. Clearly, players pushing each other to do amazing things here.
What a game point that was. Really, a lot of that, the way it was so close to his Beam had plenty of misdrops, but the way that she fixed them up, they were being fixed within 2, 4, maybe even 5 lines.
Yeah, what a sight to behold. Okay, Dog takes a triple there.
Dog have to do a little bit of a cleanup. Yeah. But there we go. Essentially playing with an 8 column right now because of all the eyepieces stacked over there to the left.
Nice adjustment there from Dog. That actually is going to allow for the conversion of that
That's
Tetris.
right. Yeah, having it set up, the crystal ball. Definitely want to have that 4 high to get that Tetris for next time. The long par spawn, the Dog is ready for it.
A lot of that too is anticipation as well. The players thinking to themselves, I might get a certain piece. And if you keep that piece in mind, as soon as you see it show up, you can have the proper reaction right away. A lot of it is also just instinct.
Yeah, I mean, Dog just really maximizing there. That was the least amount of material I've seen on the board in a while.
That's right now, Beam's the one that's starting this game off with a stronger 18.
93% Tetris rate early on.
It's still very early. All it's going to take is 1 misdrop or 1 bad RNG sequence, and Dog can catch up really quickly.
Having an uneven board when you pull on the left side, it does so. And both Tetris remain.
Also, big Tetris for Dog. Dog continuing some very clean play over here. Board is looking great here, but getting a little funky here, obviously thanks to Adrenaline.
Yeah, Beam having to do some burns off the top.
Both of them have
Now it's continuing to grow. It's now starting to scary territory. Beam finding the right placements. Hold on, the drop keeps growing. What is this?
What's happening here?
Meme still trying to fight her way right side as we walk down. Dog, just masterful management of that drought, able to find one Tetris.
Yeah, Dog.
Why they are the pros. If they can survive that in such amazing fashion.
And it is so much harder than it looks, but maybe making it look easy.
I mean, that didn't look quite easy to me.
Yeah, I know. It actually looked pretty hard. And yet, still, it was harder than it looked. But it kind of
that is usually death for people. Playing that hiding.
And now where's the high bars? Because we're not getting anything for that
We
bit.
just cut out of a 44-piece drought. Now we're running into another drought. And
A little bit of miscalculation. And now finally the high piece shows up. And a little too late.
Oh, maybe having to alternating burn shelf that.
Okay, nice. But Meme again, stuck at the top of the board trying to yak them. Okay, that's a great triple. That's a great triple for Meme. And good pieces right there.
Vince is still alive. Maybe do it there.
very droughty seed here.
Yeah. Really testing our players here with the RNG.
Yeah, the
Finally.
haha, the bits that was set up like so long ago.
That's the point.
But the high stack does mean that now Meme is about 10 lines ahead of the dog. But the Tetris rate, because of the fact that there were so many droughts while Meme was trying to clean out her stack, unfortunately Dog never had an opportunity to get very many Tetrises himself. So they are still at pretty equal Tetris rates.
Yeah. Pretty much neck and neck.
Comes another drought. What the?
This game so far, we've already been at 8 droughts. This is a very scary situation for me. Wait, transitions in one line!
Oh! Dangerous!
Hold on, Meme can still survive this. That's a perfect home piece. Well is open. Meme is going to live. And there's the Tetris.
That's not. Look, whatever this team number is, write it down and never use it again.
What a scary situation.
Oh man.
Another small shot for Meme.
I mean, they usually say your life flashes before your eyes, but you're in trouble. But even when they were in trouble, I think my life flashed before my eyes.
Meme relying on another eyepiece, which this game, that's not necessarily the best piece to be relying on. But finally, finds the eyepiece, fills the nest in a dependency.
Finally, Dog pulls away by 1 Tetris here in the lead now.
And is also behind in lines because Meme was being forced to burn so many lines while stacked up so high.
Yep, so that means that Dog does have a significant lead, bigger than what we're actually seeing on the actual scores right now.
Okay, now both players clean.
That's Tetris for Meme, Tetris for Dog.
A little bit of a misstop right there. Not going to be a problem. Setting up necessarily now needs an eyepiece over there.
Yeah, gets the right pieces to resolve that.
Oh, it has
a couple of long
double eyepiece dependency. And again, we have another drought. But it was only 15 pieces, fortunately.
Good solve so far. Meme needs this eyepiece, and we're in another drought. But there it is.
And 30 Tetris.
Dog looking for a piece to tuck underneath. Preferably a piece to burn to get Tetris ready, and it's not going to find it, so it's going to be spending some time getting the board back into a scoring position.
Yeah, so in that little sequence right there, Dog started with about 10% lead in Tetris rate and ends with only a 10% lead. So Meme having to clean up that stack over there hasn't hurt her too much, but she is still behind, although catching up now because Dog is still cleaning.
A lot of rough pieces for both of these players here. Even a much more workable position as Dog is now having to go for a good chunk of burns.
Yeah, but keeps dropping a piece on top of that column 4 hole. Okay, that's good. Perfectly solved right there. Going to get through there now. Has to deal with column
right, Beam with only 2 lines to go. Gonna get crucial pieces over to the left. Goes into 29 at 900,000. Dog still at level 27.
So yeah, still some lines to give before 29. Dog can really maximize this.
Good flat burn over there for Dog. Beam has not yet been in a scoring position on 29, but now level 30 is prepared to start scoring Tetrises.
There he is, boom, Tetris for him. And Tetris for Dog. The Dog is going to transition on this next Tetris. There we go.
50 transition into 29 as Beam has been scoring Tetrises, and now Dog's trying to get set up for his first Tetris here on post-kill screen.
Right now.
Oh, Tetris for Dog.
Boom, Tetris for Beam. The Dog again still barely ahead in that Tetris rate. But if they both make it to 39 again and maintain this Tetris
Dog's
rate.
pace has got the advantage here.
Ooh, Dog with a miss drop. Oh my gosh, what? Able to execute that maneuver on that T-piece. That's going to actually help save the board.
What's your five?
Good burns over here from Dog. Immaculate burns. Pristine.
I mean, that's all I can say is wow. It's so crazy. Oh my goodness. And that L-piece burn there was also brilliant.
Wow, good touches for both here.
But they have basically the same Tetris rates. It might come down to the end again.
Yeah, they're gonna have to play this out.
Very end.
It's up to Beam. Beam has to put up a score for Dog to surpass.
Beam being 2 levels.
But Beam actually with a higher Tetris rate now, but just barely might not be enough depending on the number of
Trouble for Beam.
Either player is going to have either player can give an edge here.
Okay, down second effort is working out for Beam. Well is now open. Never mind, only 1 Tetris left for Beam. And Dog knocks down a Tetris, down by 139,000, set up for another one, not quite. Beam backfires another Tetris, trying to get some extra life on the super kill screen. Dog has 3 Tetrises that he needs to get. He's set up for 1.
That's 1-5-5-9.
There's a Tetris, needs 2 more.
2 more Tetrises, and he's got a lot of lines for that. He's got 12 lines.
This is starting to look a little bit sketchy. He opens up, there's a Tetris.
Another Tetris.
One more will do it.
One more,
Tetris.
but
That left side though, that left side.
okay.
He has to only, wait, no more birds. He's out of birds. He needs 2 eyepieces.
Right? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. We think we're doing the same kind of ending that we had in the previous games, coming down to the super kill screen.
The margin for error in those games is insane.
This is what world-class, high-level NES Tetris looks like. This is the kind of NES Tetris we are playing in 2026 here at the Classic Tetris World Championship.
We are 1-1. What a showdown.
Everybody here watching this right now, we are being blessed by watching some of the greatest Tetris performances we have ever seen.
That was brutal scene for them to play on. They had 15 droughts throughout that entire match. And get them and count it down. Game number 3. Here we go in 5, 4,
3, 2, 1,
That last game was the 5th highest losing score in CTWC history. Records being broken and met. It's just crazy today.
And you know what? You have to think about how this affects the strategy that these players are on. They cannot give an inch. They have to maximize every piece, get as many lines as they can, get as many Tetrises as they can. I mean, because sometimes playing almost perfect isn't good enough.
Yeah, just It's not even a margin of error, it's a margin of perfection now.
No one's pushed down yet. No one's pushed down, so we've still got tie score.
I like the setup for the dirty Tetris by Dog there, trying to maximize that.
All right, so Dog having to do some burns first. Meme still holding on to that 100% Tetris ratio. But again, still early, so things are going to change very quickly as soon as there's a drought or just a really unfriendly RNG sequence.
So far, no burns have been forced on the inside just yet. Nice overhang. Accommodates that T perfectly.
Now looking for potentially an O piece. No, that's a little bit too late. Oh, and actually just got the J piece, but she had already decided to burn it, so gonna have a little bit of an awkward build here. It's not gonna be the end of the world, obviously, but nice triple. Got a triple out of that situation.
Still built up a little bit high, both to the stack.
Needs another eyepiece. Oh, every single time Meme has decided not to chase a piece, it is the exact piece that shows up right afterwards. Meanwhile, Dog is just calm, having a nice clean build here.
He's been able to take just around a 1.5 to 2.5 Tetris lead. He's finally has brought the board back down to a much more consistent scoring position.
Okay, good flat burn on that eyepiece. It's going to help bring her into Tetris scoring position again. But now, are we just going to run into another drought? No, there we go. Boom, Tetris for Meme. How is she going to handle that? Is she going to try to get in there? Okay. She's going to go for the road 2 Tetrises now.
Yep. Trying to maintain some efficiency there. Dog
Is
leaning on the Tetris rate.
Where is the J? There it is.
Very tricky pieces there. Meme's able to make
Ooh, nice.
Yep. They reset the playfield with that.
Dog looking for a T piece, finds it, hits the T spin.
Yep. And you can see right now all of that down stacking from Meme. Dog sitting on 84% while she's at 60% right now. She's been playing, I mean, they've both been playing very close to each other this whole entire set so far in the 2 games. But right now, this is the first time where I feel like one player has a distinct lead this early.
Yeah, Dog behind in lines and having 3 Tetris advantage right now.
451,000 for Dog here at 93 lines, 400,000 for Meme at 96. So both players on track for a 600K transition. Dogs is in the higher 600K transition territory.
Both Tetris for Dog.
Oh, nice little bird there set up for Meme and boom, Tetris for Meme.
Seems to have recovered and is playing super clean right now, getting some of that Tetris rate back.
Dog is generating just a tiny degree of separation by just over 2 Tetrises.
Yeah, now we're seeing just, professional level stacking here. This is how you need to play at the highest level in order to stay competitive with another player that can play that perfectly.
Yeah, and it's always the fact that these pieces, as soon as they touch down, they lock. You cannot move it very far. Makes it so much trickier to deal with building these stacks. Right now, oh, nice.
Good double J piece as well.
Yeah, and sets up a beautiful little overhang there, which could be solved by a lot of different combinations. None of which she is getting the pieces for right now.
Looks like Dog will transition. Excellent line clear. Team transitions at 5:45. Dog, on the other hand, will transition at 6:17.
Yeah, but the transition situation for Meme is not very clean here.
You could see Meme was using the, it's trying to fill in the left side to prepare for this.
Oh man, it's always hard to react to the double eyepiece back to back because you don't want to stick it in those two wide columns unless you know you're getting two eyepieces in a row.
Dog up to a 4 Tetris lead for a moment there.
Yeah, he has such a clean rate right now at 79%, Meme at 63%. So Meme, I mean, I'm gonna say Meme has to play aggressive, but I don't think either of these players are never not playing aggressive.
Yeah, no, they know what's on the table here. So much is at stake. They know how hard they have to play in terms of aggression to maintain the perfection required.
A lot of good placements and execute over here by Dog. And with Meme having to take a couple of burns, even though they're not necessarily the most costly of burn sequences, this is going to allow Dog to increase the lead even more.
Yeah, they're adding up.
There's Tetris for Meme, now up to 725, Dog at 785. Clean board as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point right here, if you're me, you're just playing to keep as consistent as possible and maybe hoping for an early top out for Dog, or at least just a miss drop that was forcing to start having to clean a little bit, because as we mentioned, the higher the level you're at, the more the Tetris is scored. So if they have to clean at higher levels while you're slamming down Tetrises, you can actually make that comeback.
Continuing to keep the pressure on Meme. As soon as Meme scores a Tetris, Dog makes her stack in kind.
39. Max out coming soon.
There's another Tetris for Dog.
One more for a max out. Takes the T. Tetris ready.
Still waiting.
Yeah.
Looks like we're in a developing drought here.
Throw the Tetris for Dog. Max out.
Look at this drought Meme right now.
Yeah. For me, 991.
Which means that's going to be a drought that Dog is going through right now as well. And so Dog, I think, having heard that or knows that, Meme went through a drought, playing a little bit safer.
Meme on the verge of hitting level 29. It's racking up a little high.
That 29 is right around the corner, but that Tetris is going to bring the stack down a lot safer.
How aggressive is this going to be going into 29?
It's going to have to be as aggressive as possible here. Meme now at the kill screen speed. Wow, what a placement of that eyepiece there.
Well, miss drops.
Get that fits in there.
Tetris into kill screen.
Dog goes into
There's the eyepiece. It's an eyepiece.
finds that eyepiece.
Okay.
And gets another one all the way over to the right. Dog now with a 47,000 point lead. Also eyepiece dependent, but converts out of it with some very clever burns.
Look at this Meme burning all the way back down. What a play right there. And now back to a neutral board, but again, 60% Tetris rate. Dog at 68%.
Dog now Tetris ready as well. Looking for the right pieces. Liking the burns. There it is, Tetris for Dog. And Meme with a fatal hit. That's going to be a top out. Just out of nowhere.
Taking the third round.
And now, Dog, one game away. He needs a third game to get a third title. And as I said, the one thing that I notice about Dog whenever he plays, he just looks like the nerves of steel. He does not get shaken.
This is Dog just playing as perfect as possible, maintaining such composure.
I mean, remember he came in as Dog playing Tetris. And he is playing some Tetris, let me tell you.
Still playing, yeah.
Here we go. This is history on the line here.
Yeah, Dog looking to get that historic third win.
But he's taking a quick break right now, so. Right now, me running some practice.
What a tough one that was.
Love seeing this audience out here. Thank you guys for all sticking around here and watching some NES Tetris.
Holy cow, that was such a good mark.
Love seeing the audience here enjoying some classic NES Tetris. Shout out to the camera team as well. Love these shots of the audience.
No, it's so fun. This is, just the sort of thing. You see our audience, you want to come join us, have fun here with us at the SoCal Gaming Expo. We're going to be here for, some years to come. So make some plans.
That's right.
It's a great time to come out for this.
All right. We are about to head into what might be the potentially last game of CTWC 2026. Guys, I want everybody outside of this building to hear us. Are you guys ready for the next match? Come on, you guys can do better than that. Are you ready? It is time, potentially the last game.
We're having to win this round, stay in the match, and the tournament, and bring it to a decider. And we've seen it happen before. Will we see it again? Thumbs up for both. Waiting for the ref. Thumbs up from the ref. All right, guys.
Game number 4. Here we go in 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Might have refired that microphone.
So we've seen what these players are capable of. Playing so aggressively and so perfectly, not giving each other an inch. Where will this lead? How will this end? About to find out.
Team starting out with 100% Tetris rate. Very common this early in the game. Obviously, just only 12 lines so far.
We'll see them minimizing burns.
We've seen so many deciders happen on this stage. And we was definitely looking to add one final decider to that list.
Both of these players, just that victory, been up on the stage for a grand finals and then not able to clinch the victory the last time they were here. So they're both hungry for it. Me for the first, and Dog trying to get that third.
To start the game, me with a little bit of a higher efficiency. The Dog ended up running into a minor slowdown. Of course, this is just like the first 3 or so lines.
Back into shape here. Long bar setting up a tuck. Tetris for Dog.
Dog's just waiting for a piece, or at least, not gonna go for the single. Z right there is just very interesting. Okay.
Tetris ready.
Boom, Tetris for Dog.
Game is one long bar away from another Tetris.
I call that a stripper model.
There it is. Boom, Tetris remain. 100% Tetris rate maintained.
So I want to mention as well, Ether Melt with a $200 donation. Hoping for a mythical 2 million competition game. Ronald Clifford with a $100 donation. We're at $13,390 here. That's a good chunk of change.
I'm really trying to avoid taking birds and he's managed to do so. Yeah.
I'm still working on that 100%.
Perfection in action here. Boom, Tetris remain. $286 for Dog, $364 for me. Continuing.
68 lines in still with a perfect Tetris rate.
There's another one.
So right now you can see a 3.5 Tetris lead for Meme. Still going. Oh, nice.
It's going to take 2 long bars to get another Tetris. There's one.
Now, if you're Meme, you don't want to get caught up in this 100% Tetris rate here.
Comes in time. One Tetris for me.
Not going to put that opens. But yeah, a round of applause right there. 80 lines of
Pure Tetris.
perfect Tetris.
More Tetris than you can handle.
There it is.
It's not like Dog is having a bad game either. This would be generally pretty good. I mean, this is 650k transition pace.
Yeah.
But Meme is on track for a 734.
Yeah, me with this level of aggression, leaving no chance.
I know, 80% Tetris rate for Dog, and he is down by 3.5 Tetrises. That is insane. I feel like I've definitely been using that word a lot this weekend. Insane.
I would definitely say that is pretty ludicrous.
I'm flabbergasted.
I'm gobsmacked. 517 for Dog, 574 for me. We still have around 20 lines to go.
This level of perfection, if you want to force a decider, leave nothing on the table, and that table is so risky for me.
But Dog, I mean, at 83% as well. Me having to do a little bit of cleaning because we're in the middle of a drought there, but drought ended. But at this point in time, Dog now going to be going through the same drought.
It's in good shape though, bro. Tetris for Dog.
Around 3 Tetrises left available for Dog. I mean, with 1 to go, actually,
Now with an L requirement here.
L or an I, and
Oh, has to cover it up for transition.
that can be a dirty Tetris though. However, we are in the midst of a drought. There's an I piece, there's the dirty Tetris, and a couple burn lines. Lead is back in the scoring position. However, Dog is going to also answer back with a 6:15 transition.
Yeah, and like I said, Dog has been playing so cleanly and so consistently. You see 77% Tetris rate.
Nice adjustment.
After all that from me, we've got another drought here. She's at 86%, so yeah, still definitely has a significant lead over Dog, but
You know what happens in level 19 speeds? Dog becomes unleashed.
and any little thing can change the momentum of this match.
Go Tetris for Dog.
Which being also slightly ahead of mine. It's just been stacking a little bit higher in the 18 portion, right? So some of that lead can evaporate just because Dog is playing from behind. Of course, he has to get to those levels in order to realize that scoring potential.
The way that Dog plays is just so, like I said, calm and patient. It almost feels like if when you're playing against him, it's like one of those horror movie monsters that just keeps coming at you. Never can stop looking behind you.
Good set of burns over there for Dog. A way to deal with that mishap. And the adjustment right there, too. It's been great placements for Dog, but Meme's game or Meme's score temperature is really carried by that efficiency from level 18.
Continuing the aggression. Playing as perfect as possible. 84% Tetris rate. 991.
Looking at it. There it is, max out. 25 for Meme. Dog on the other hand, looking like 26 max out is more likely the cards.
Good movement. Clean board for Dog. Rolling Tetris for Dog. 954. Catching up a little bit.
Having to build a little bit of a spire right there. This beam.
There's Tetris for Dog.
right there.
1.1 in Momentum's dog.
Yeah, I mean, as patient and calm as I always say Dog remains, he does need to turn on the aggression, I feel like, a little bit, or just, kind of hope for Meme to get a must drop.
Yeah, playing from behind might be a slight advantage here, especially if Meme has a score advantage, but might be ahead of lines.
The Tetris for Dog Meme about to go into the level 29 transition. This could be the last 29 we see, or it could be one of two. But it's up to Meme to continue to put up a good game. There it is, 29. Goes in with 1,269,000. Dog with the 1.1.
Matter of survival.
Dog goes in with 1,141,000. And already set up for a Tetris and fires off one. Knocks out a Tetris. Dog with the skin. Tetris ready. Good stacking so far. Good burns. Tetris. Set up for another one. Meme gets the Tetris. So does Dog.
Both of these players play with such a clean board at the speed.
But hold on, Meme's now in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Needs to get access to this hole in column 4. There's one burn, another one. Needs the J. He's now finds the J. Always up the wall. Tetris ready. But the eyepiece, there it is. Comes just in time. And Dog's on the verge of a top out.
Oh my goodness! Top out! And so Meme, yeah, I feel like that was a little bit of Dog feeling like he did have to play more aggressive. And maybe the first sign of Dog, maybe it's a little bit under pressure. Guys, you know what we've got?
Oh yeah.
We've got a desire. It is now down to 1 out of 1 here in the grand finals. Are we gonna get our second 3-time champion, or is Meme gonna get her first CTWC championship?
It's been such a long road.
It's coming down to one single game. That's the Deco Spiel for the $200 donation. We're at 13,603.
Audience getting what they want. Everything's going the distance here.
Line's perfect.
Can we start from 10 on this one? Can we start from 10?
Yeah, well, we can start from 10, but first I need to know, is everyone ready for the final game of CTWC 2026?
For those in the audience here, and if you want Dog to win, make some noise! And if you're in the audience and you want Meme to win, make some noise!
Tetris for Dog.
Meme having to do a little bit of burning here early on.
Yeah, Dog with a 100% Tetris rate this time. Looking to flip the script here, get the momentum back. Oh, Tetris for Meme. Back and forth they go.
The boomers are back in the building.
Very calm play. Another player really in trouble starting. drought.
Game going to triple off the top there to a double.
Spin over there for a dog. Holding on to a slight advantage.
Mr. Dog.
Both players just very clean stacks. It's like we're running into another drought.
Yeah, let's bring in the same drought here.
Really great stack. Showing what they're capable of.
Neck and neck here between the players. You see only 1,900 points separated.
Mr. Dog. We are neck and neck. Both players are really pushing the aggression here.
Neck and neck! Neck and neck!
You know what it takes.
Yeah, every time one player is scoring a Tetris, the other player gets one as well because they are playing at the exact same pace right now. Exact same pace.
Still just second scored.
Playfield clean.
Even the last pick deciding to perform a little bit of a clean. And actually that was a very nice decision by Beam right there. She could have tried to chase the arm,
It's gonna go dirty.
but it would have hurt her, so she covered that little gap over there. It's worked out for her very well.
This is the opportunity for Dog. Look at that Esmer's Dog with the clean board is going to be able to take advantage.
Even now with the jagged board and the left well, having to build up high on the right. Has to do some digging now. And a drought.
Drought, there's various holes within the stack.
But the drought actually, I think, favors Beam right now because she is trying to dig through.
Would favor me if there wasn't an eyepiece dependency, but there it is, a 30 However, Dog is going to answer back.
Yeah, Dog with 2 Tetris lead now.
Beam is not getting
Yeah, the board is still jagged. Still jagged. Hearing to do. It's not going to even be a Tetris with that long bar.
It's just a triple right there, but she's going to get the board down, but her Tetris rate now, 64%. She does have a dirty setup.
Yeah, being really, even in the face of having a jagged board and all those burns, he's able to get.
Oh, that was such a beautiful burn. Putting that JP's face down. And now with a clean board. But as you can see right there, the Tetris rate down to 61%. Dog with the 81% Tetris rate. But remember, we did see an early top out for Dog in the last game. However, this game, with his lead, he's not going to have the same kind of pressure.
Dog has been playing perspective, not going for anything that is super aggressive. Just strong fundamental Tetris.
It has enough of a lead where it doesn't matter. We are 1 Tetris away from transition here.
The transition Dog with a 625 and even for 528.
Yeah, the lead has grown. Dog in a much more comfortable position here. Doesn't have the pressure of the last game.
Continuing to answer with Tetris' Dog just matching her. Good S-flat over there from Dog. Tetris ready now.
Players both have been for a while now, so they're getting the score.
Beautiful split double over there from Dog. I love that. What a play.
Nice adjustment.
And this pace right now, he's gonna be able to just outlast Meme.
Hold on, a couple of tricky pieces over here for Dog though. So waiting on the next eyepiece, and he's going to have to deal with various holes in the stack.
And he's just gonna go, I mean, is he? Okay, yeah, clean him out. I almost thought he was gonna go for like a row 4 Tetris, but at this speed, at 19 speed.
Also, hold on, having to do some burning here. This could get dangerous. There is no more second chances. This is the last game. Eyepiece of Fantasy Field in column 3. A couple of burns being skimmed off over here on the right. Pieces need to get over there to the left.
That left side.
JP finds his mark. Still not out of it yet, but now a lot more workable.
LJ dependent. Holes in the stack forming.
Good flat burns means looking for that J-piece. As the J-piece goes and burns another single.
Looking like type B, but Beam can get through it.
Staying alive, LRJ, the J is found. Nice burns, look at his down stacking effort. Gets the eyepiece all the way over to the left. Opens up the well. Catches ready. Opens up the well. And now things are getting complicated once again.
Yeah, putting weight on top of the well now. That's going to be a lot of burns.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Beam just has to survive this, but it's a lot less complex of a down stack. Beam just needs this J-piece. Finds eyepiece, opens up the well, setting up for the Tetris. Takes the triple, waiting on this eyepiece yet again. And there it is, Tetris for
It's a good place to be going into level 29 when that happens.
Yeah, this kill screen play is going to be so crucial for both players here. Dog just has to maintain this lead, but Meme, I feel like right now she has to play survival and hope for a potentially early top out.
You're closing in on level 5 position. And with only 5 lines to go, and another drought. Okay, buys the eyepiece. Goes to 935.
Okay.
Is able to bring it down.
Beautiful down stacking right there. Look
Dog
at that.
set up for Tetris. Couple push-ups for me, but Dog gonna go in at 1,091,000.
Dog just needs to stay alive now with that kind of lead. Beam having to do some clears in order to get back down to the bottom.
Yes, good down stacking. Perfect O in the center. And Meme is back down to the bottom, and so is Dog. Or hold on, push up. Dog. All the way over to the right. He has to burn this down. It's starting to look complicated. It's starting to look dangerous. Dog needs to get that over. He does!
Okay, this one.
Good flat burns. Staying alive. And now able to start scoring Tetris and start to chase down that active deficit as Dog is fighting for survival.
Especially as Dog is trying to do some cleaning right here. This is an
His
opportunity.
Back-to-back T-spins! And Dog is down at the bottom of the board.
Nice.
Yeah, he's not going to go for that left side well. He wants to go back to the right side. Actually, just try to play a little bit safe, but it's only a 2.5 Tetris lead. Now, gotta go 1.5.
But also, Dog is behind by a level.
Yes,
He does have
right.
more room to work with. Hold on, a bit tricky here. It's going to be a triple.
Okay.
Meme.
It's now set up. Lead down to just a Tetris and a half. Set up for another Tetris. There's a Tetris for me. Now down by only half a Tetris left. Now in the lead. Yeah, Dog's going to take that right back. Meme needs this eyepiece. Finds it. There's the Tetris for me. Dog answers back. He's not giving up this lead. He's fighting for it, but Meme wants it more.
Nice stacking by Dog.
Looking for pieces to burn it up. All right, it's open. Meme's now in trouble. She does have to leave it at the moment. Oh, it's fading away. Don't pass the still, if you saw it towards the end, Dog had to get that last Tetris. He's in the middle of a drought. Things are getting incredibly the one in-person CTWC win. He's got the 2 online.
That's right.
Now he's got the 1 in-person.
And you can see finally we see the emotions on Dog's face as he is soaking it all in right now. 3-time Classic Tetris World Champion. Getting the J piece, of course. He changed it to J piece in honor of Jonah. And Jonas would be so proud to see what Dog has accomplished here. I think we have King standing by right now to speak to our runner-up, Meme Kingsman. It's all yours.
Take it away.
All right, thank you, James, Bruce, and Shark. What a fantastic final, everyone. One more round of applause for your players there. And with our finalist team, back-to-back years on a tremendous run. This has been quite a day. It's been a long day, right? But certainly, you just were continuing to go. Why don't you kind of give us your thoughts right now on your fantastic finish here with Dog?
Yeah, that was such a fun finals. Like, honestly, even better than last year's. Like, no shade to Alex T. Alex T is still like the legend, but like, I just feel so happy to be in the finals again. Didn't expect I would really make it that far again because there's so much talent, a lot of new talent, especially in the last year. So it feels so good to be on top again.
No, certainly, I think you're one of the best in the world. Definitely number 2 today, right? You know, kind of talk us through, you've been to a lot of these regionals, right? Being able to hone your craft, and obviously we know you got the record 2 million score live at a competition. Kind of over this last year's journey since the last finals, what has really improved for you, and what have you learned from that whole entire experience?
I think a lot of what makes me play great is just having the confidence especially on level 29. Like, that's sort of like a big factor for me, and I managed to pull through almost to the very end. But like, I think something that I've definitely improved a lot on, especially today, is just being confident, being just like knowing how good I can play, and just letting myself just sort of ride the skill, I guess. I don't know. There's some phrase for that.
Probably something. We'll get a dictionary out to look for it later. But really, you know, truly, the other part of going to these regionals is about the community, right? I know you and I talked about that last year, how much the community meant to you, and how really just grabbing your own groove and you know, creating something that you felt like you belong, right? Has your community expanded since then, since the finals of last year?
I would like to give a special shout out to the people who play Smash cards with me. It's just like a lot of people, but like, you guys have been so supportive for the last year. Obviously, everyone that I've had the honor of meeting the last few years has just been I'm so grateful to have them. Like I said last year, didn't really grow up with a lot of friends, so it feels like I feel just so grateful that like to have just so many people that I can turn to, so many people that like sort of like view me as like that want me to be their friends. Like, I think it's just I feel so good.
Certainly, there's a room fuller that's going to line up to one of your friends. Means, wow, what a journey. Any final words to the crowd here before we present your trophy?
Thank you, Huff. That's it. Okay, and also very importantly, W Jockey Polls. W Jockey Polls.
W Jockey Polls indeed. Meme, congratulations on finishing in second place here once again at the World Championship. Collect your trophy. presentation you've all been waiting for. The three-time Classic Tetris World Champion, come on down. Mr. G.O.D. is the dog! Finally happened live here in Pasadena, California. You know, it's been a very long day, as I mentioned before. You've had to battle it out. Your side of the bracket was extremely difficult. Obviously, the Alex T match included. Can you describe the day as a whole, overall, and obviously the match with me?
Yeah, I mean, I am honestly just in complete disbelief at what just happened. Honestly, I was going into this tournament with the intention of it being my last. Like Tetris for like a while now, like it's kind of something that is a bit difficult, even though I'm I'm like decently successful, but still there's always like some amount of like just like the mental game is like difficult, and so I wanted this one to be my last whenever I went into it, and I had absolutely no expectations on myself, genuinely. I just have got off of getting absolutely destroyed by Eyeball and Mega Masters in a pretty horrendous fashion. So I just went into this one thinking, you know what, I want this to be my last, so I'll just give it all I have.
And certainly, if this really is the last one for you, you're going out on top as the champion. You know, Doug, perfect segue into that. You've seen, and you've grown up in this community, right? We know you 13 years old as the champion back in 2020 when you won your first one. Now you've seen the growth of the community, and we're getting younger and younger in that regard. You got to play throw in round one. How surreal was it that, you know, you see someone that was kind of like in your shoes at that moment, and you know, what do you think the future holds for individuals like him?
It's just funny how it works. Like, I remember seeing Zero for the first time in Jonas Cup, like I think 2 years ago, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he looks the same. But like, yeah, I saw him there, and like, you would never expect to play him in the top 32 of gold bracket CTWC, and him like genuinely put up a good fight, almost took a game off me. And like, yeah, I really genuinely had to work for that. So it's honestly so crazy to see players like Zero come up. Well, I would honestly say he's a bit of an anomaly. We don't have anyone who's like quite as young, but yeah, it's absolutely crazy, and it's just crazy how this entire bracket went.
Oh, sorry, but the bracket was pretty insane. Are you satisfied with the direction that we've gone in with the new qualifying system? Did it feel like that the seeding really did get placed properly, and that the matchups were what they should have been?
Yeah, I think some people are going to see that Seed 5-1 and say that it's a bad format. But realistically, I mean, I really like it because not only is it 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is a lot less than 2 hours, like in the grand scheme, it really is. I just really like the format. It reflects the way you play in competitive. It's just good. But I mean, yeah, I think this tournament felt a lot different in 2025 in a good way.
Absolutely. Now, Dog, if this really is the last one, now you've gotten the J Trophy here live in Pasadena. Can you give us your full thoughts on what it really means to you to now, you know, join Jonas as the only ones that have won the title 3 times?
This is my 7th CGWC, and it's kind of crazy to think that that's been 7 already. And that was one of the reasons that like motivated me to kind of like quit basically after this, just because it's been so long and I wanted something new. But it's absolutely an honor to join Jonas and the first 3-time champion. I'm still in disbelief, genuinely, because I just didn't expect this at all. Like, I'm not like Alex T here where I had full confidence. I knew I was gonna win the entire time. I mean, I was just playing, I don't know, just kind of loose, especially after going 0-2 down to Sidnev. I had so much tension, and I was 0-2 down, and honestly in my head, obviously I didn't think I was already lost, but I was like, okay, well I'm 0-2 down, I need to do something crazy here, and so I kind of just let loose and did whatever, and it ended up working, and it ended up panning out for the day.
Sometimes those things do happen, and it works out in mysterious ways. You know, Dawn, can we get your final thoughts before we give you the presentation of the trophy?
Yeah, so like CTFC 2027, like I will definitely probably be there. Definitely probably. I might not play tournaments for a while because I just kind of need to like chill out, but yeah, it's honestly it's the greatest way that I could have taken a break, to be honest. It feels incredible.
No, we appreciate it. Dog, you are honestly one of the greats, and you solidified that today. We're about to present you with a trophy, but first I'd like to do something special here. I'd like to have Dog's family come on up and present the trophy to him. So Brubzilla, Pixel Andy, and Mom, come on up. Come on up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 2026 Classic Tetris World Champion, 3 times, Dog! And now, yes, the rest of you fans of Dog, you're gonna come up and congratulate him. Come on up. Where's the homies at? Come on up. Get the full extended family. Get the full extended family. James, Sharky, Chris, let's sign off, man.
So it's always interesting how common it is when you come in and play loose and don't put the pressure on yourself.
You're just having fun. You see that so many times over the years.
Clicks and you win the tournament.
The level of fight in the Dog was just so phenomenal, having to come back down to once again, he mentioned that, reiterating, he didn't know he was going to be able to make it this far in, but to reverse that and then go against more tough matches, Alex T and Meme, that showdown, easily the highest scoring set in CTWC history at 14.4 million points. That's just players pushing each other to the very limit, and with everything on the line, Dog really wanting to get that third win, and me going for a second world championship attempt. That was the level of play that I could only imagine. If I could write out a script, that beats it. What we just saw there beats it.
You know what, truth is always stranger than fiction, and honestly, if this is going to be, the last tournament for a while, he says a break, so obviously not ruling out coming back at some point in time. Definitely, what a way to go into that break. Being the first person after Jonas to win 3 in a row. What an amazing effort. And I know
in this era too, super competitive, high-level Tetris players, the new generations coming in, Dog being able to do it now.